pretty evil looking. It's in 4/4, but as you can see, the 4 beats of the 4/4 are really hard to see. As in, what you should be able to see is. So that's what you need to be able to see, where the 4 beats of the 4/4 land, so that when a conductor is conducting it, you can see where everything is in relation to those 4 beats. So let's take this and fix it. The laborious bit here is that you have to just start counting. So if there are 4 crotchet beats, that means there are going to be 8 of these quaver beats. That means there are going to be 16 of these semi-quaver beats. So we just got to count them up in groups of 4. So 1, 2, and we need this. Let's undot that one and tie it across. There we go. Now this is going to be the worst one, because of course this crotchet looks all nice and friendly, but it's off the beat. So that crotchet, there's one of our 4 semi-quaver beats, so let's just turn that crotchet into a dotted one, and again let's tie it across. There's our F, and then where you have this kind of situation, and technically this is legitimate. We're not seeing the 2 crotchet beats, we're seeing a single minim beat. In 4/4 that's kind of okay. It's the middle one that you don't want to beam across, so even if it's only beamed as 2 minims as opposed to 4 crotchets, that's acceptable, but still, when it's this complex, it's much better to drop it down into its crotchet beats. So to change the beaming on these things, for a start, we're going to have to change this again, take off the dot, tie it across. You could, if you wanted, then also perhaps you could subdivide that up a little further, but that's okay, that's readable. If you need to change the beaming on these things, if we wanted to drop that down further, we could, but to change the beaming, you go in here to the 3rd keypad menu, 1, 2, 3 across, and you'll see these ones at the top, they define the beaming, so middle of beams, end beams, and start beams. So for example, if we wanted to change this over into being just single minim beaming, we could do that. Again, select this, so at the moment it's an end beam. If we change that to a middle beam, now we're going to get that. We could make the whole thing middle beamed as well, but nobody wants to see that, that's horrific. So let's take that back. The other thing you can do, the top one, is therefore no beam at all, so if for some reason you wanted this kind of thing, you could no beam it. For vocal scores, this is pretty normal actually, but generally I think we want to just leave those as beamed. So that's something you expect to see. The 4 beats are very clear, you can see where things are tied over, etc. So that's a much better way to do it.